Hello YouTubers, I want to welcome you to another edition of Bargain Bin Amps. And boy have I got a story to tell you, let me tell you that. Okay, listen. Hopefully you're subscribing because I often refer to older videos. And as you'll know, if you've been following the channel, been doing a series on small amps. Like 10 watts and under, whether they're tube or solid state, that kind of thing. Alright, so really small amps that are perfect for like coffee house gigs and things. And also when I'm, watching a movie or what have you, and I want to play a little guitar without, turning on my bigger amps. And one of them that really is perfect, however it's a little bit bigger than the tiniest amps, just the cabinet alone, is the Bugera V5, okay? And the Bugera V5 is a combo amp, right? Now remember, they also make a Bugera T5, which is, they're both 5 watt tube amps. However, the T5 is that little head, right? However, I found that the Bugera T5 is very different than the V5 in the combo amp. The combo amp just seems to have more headroom, and it's kind of a louder amp, However, it has the combo has an 8-inch speaker, and well, it sounds really nice. I mean, it gives you that kind of clean tube sound, and it's so simple. It's a single channel amp. You just power it on. That's it. Right, and it has a gain, a tone, a volume, and a reverb knob, right? And it has that classic vintage look, if you like. So anyway, well, I have 3 of these, and that I play in stereo, so I want one on the left, one on the right. And this goes way back, to, well, somehow I ended up selling one. So that left me with 3 amps. And I have 2 in the living room and 2 in my studio room. Or I had 2 in my studio room. But now it's down to 2 in my living room and only 1 in my studio room. And it drove me crazy. Right? So I wanted to get another one again. However, I don't know what happened, but the price went up, and now it's like $279. That's almost $300. Right? So I definitely wanted to pay less. And there's tons of these on the used market. Okay? And so I went looking around, and I found used ones for about $169, right? Plus shipping, plus tax, right? And when it comes down to it, it's about $200, right? But it's better than $300, I guess. You know. Now, then I went on eBay, and I mean, this thing had to be in good condition. It couldn't be, you know, all beat up. I mean, some of these are so beat up. And another thing, it had to be a modern one, a V5, Infinium. Because there are a lot of older ones on the market, and the difference is they have a red speaker in the back, the old ones, a red kind of Bugera speaker, and there's a tube security circuit on the back of the modern ones that checks your tube life and those kinds of things. And you can tell them apart. One of the easiest ways is on the front grille, there's a turbo sound badge, which we can see here. So there in the right hand corner, right there, is the badge, turbo sound, which means it has a turbo sound speaker in it. So if they don't have that badge, it's a pretty good indication that it's an old one, right? So I wanted to avoid that, because all of mine are modern ones, you know, and that's what I wanted. So, to make a long story short, I saw one and you had to bid on it. eBay bid, you know, which I rarely do. However, the price was so good I couldn't resist, right? So I bid it up to $100, right? Thinking, man, that if I could get it for $100, that would be a super deal. Plus, I had to pay $40 shipping, right? So I bid it to that amount, and for 3 days, there have been no changes. There are lots of views on it, but no one bid differently. All right. So basically, to make a long story short, it got down to the last day, and I was still in the lead. So I was thinking, man, I could get this amp for $100. However, I know how eBay operates and how these saps wait till the very last minute to outbid you. Okay, so in any case, yeah, these guys, they bid at the very last minute, right? I knew that ahead of time, that's probably what would happen. So anyway, I increased my bid from $100 to $171, right? Because I figure, well, the other one I saw that was used, that I was thinking about, was basically $171. So I figure, a very worst case scenario, if I get it for $171, that'd be fine, right? And one of the reasons why I was kind of dead set on this one is because it was in good condition. Now, Guitar Center had one that they said was in good condition, but I examined the pictures and sad. How can they call that in good condition? It was in crap condition. Crappy condition. And I know these amps because I own one, right? So I examined the picture of the one they had, and the tube cage that protects the tube is totally missing. It's not even there. I was like, forget that noise, you know, especially for what they were asking. And then, of course, they had one for $20 less And guess what? It's the old version. No turbo sound speaker, no badge, and no tube protection circuit on the back. No, that's not what I wanted. Right? I wanted one in really nice condition. Kind of like the ones I have, you know. Alright, so in any case, so the auction kept on going. It was the last day, and there were like, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes left or something like that. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, some sap, right, started bidding on the amp, trying to outbid me. And as a result, every bid he made took my price up, right? And I did win the auction, though. But the guy cost me like $69, right? Because he kept trying to outbid me. Drove me crazy. So it went from a super duper deal to what you'd expect to pay. Let's put it that way. Right? So I wanted to boast about what a deal I got. But in reality, it's what you would pay just about anywhere. You know. Plus the $40 shipping, which is high, quite frankly. In any case. But I have to admit, it's kind of a bulky amp. Quite has some weight to it. So in the end, I was like, well, okay. Granted, it was $200, you know. And looking at it, it looks really great. Now, of course, we're going to try it. And I can tell right away that the reverb knob is a little discolored. You know, not badly, but that's the only thing I can see. Right? And as long as it works, I have no idea what tubes are in there. They may be the original tubes for all I know. I don't know. I'll have to look at that more closely. In any case, just be aware that on eBay, right, there's saps out there, and they'll wait till the very, you know, if there's 30 seconds left, they'll be sitting there bidding, right? And if you bid above your price, you know, they win the auction. But every time they bid, it boosts up the price, you know. So, yeah, like I said, it went from a super deal to a decent deal, you know, okay. And I mean, I was okay with it, you know, because that's what I wanted, was a one in good condition, not with the tube cage missing, and not one of the old versions, which, by the way, looked beat to hell, by the way. I mean, it looked terrible. This one looks really great. And yeah, I just didn't want to pay the $279 for a new one. It's just, you know, that's crazy. $200, so I saved $79 off a new one, which is okay, but not that great either. Now, granted, what I could have done is just use Easy Pay and bought it that way. However, I will say, like Sweetwater, for example, sells them, but they're out of stock. It's like back ordered or something. And I bet you it's still back ordered. Let me see. I'll check right now. Yeah, so you can pay $93 for 3 months with Easy Pay. So $93 a month, which is a good deal. And free shipping. Alright, that would have saved me a ton of money. However, back ordered, more on the way. Right? Well, who knows how long that's going to be. You know, it's been back ordered for quite a while, actually. Okay, well anyway, maybe that's something to consider in the future. Anyway, to make a long story short, here it is. It's here, it looks great. As long as it functions properly, I'm satisfied. So of course the next thing to do is to test it, right? Okay. Okay. I guess, quite frankly, if Sweetwater had had them in stock, the sensible thing would be to buy a new one and do the 3 easy pay. But at the time, and it's been a while, I mean, this was, yeah, because it took a while to get here, too. Anyway, this was around Christmas time, so, and they're still out of stock. Anyway, so I've got it hooked up here. I haven't heard it yet. Let's see what happens. sounds very good. No problems there. So I have the gain at 3 and tone, volume, and reverb all at 5. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know. Okay, I'm definitely am satisfied. Uh, so far, no issues with the amp at all. Definitely as described. Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted. Um, and these amps are really nice. Now, I probably have to, experiment a little bit with the settings and things. But it has that sound that I really like. It's not a glassy clean. I mean, you can tell it has a little bit of grit to it, but still a very nice, clean sound. They're just really cool little amps, Now, yeah, I'm very pleased. And let me tell you something. It frees up some other amps. And an alternative to this setup, this Bugera setup, is the Bugera T5 head. Which we can take a look at here. And just to compare, we're going to run the little Bugera head into the orange cabinet, the PPC 108. And there's a very good reason for this, in that I have the Bugera V5s. This frees me up where I may sell the two Bugera T5 heads and the Joyo Bantam Blue Jay little micro head, right? And I mean, the Bugera heads by themselves, each one, you can expect to get about $150 each, right? And the little Joyo Blue Jay heads, right? I can show you. Like, here's the little Joyo Blue Jay head, right? You can expect to get, oh, I don't know, $100, $120 for each one of those. Well, that would free up about $500, right? It's quite amazing. Yeah, so basically it would free up $500 altogether, on top of the little power amp pedal, the Harley Benton Thunder 99 power pedal, which I run into the orange cab, so I can still use the cabs and things, you know. This is undecided. However, you know, I'm thinking I may very well do that. Sell the Bugera T5s and the Joyo Blue Jays. End up with $500, you know, that are tied up in these little heads when I have the little Bugera amp, you know, that takes care of everything that I wanted these to do. And I still have the power amp pedal that I can play the orange cabs through. That kind of makes sense to me. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. And I guess beware on eBay, right? Especially bidding wise, you know. And I mean, you know, had I not known better, I would have thought, oh man, I'm going to get this for $100. It's been 3 days and no one has bid, right? And we're on the last day and no one's bidding, right? All the way up until 2 minutes left and the guy starts bidding. That's something to be aware of, because they're out there and they do that, I guess, so that no one else can bid. Or it makes it harder for them to be outbid. I don't know. It's very annoying, though, I'll tell you that much. So just be aware. And yeah, this little Bugera combo amp is in great shape. Sounds good, no issues, you know. And I got it for a price that was reasonable, let's put it that way. You know, I think overall it cost me about $200. And had Sweetwater had one in stock, I would have bought it. But they just didn't, you know. And I don't know how long it'll be before they even get more. In any case, there you go. Though I do miss the Sweetwater complimentary candy. Kind of lost out on that deal. Alright, so anyway, now I've got to think about, you know, whether I want to get rid of the Bugera T5 heads. And I'll show them to you here. There's the Bugera T5 head. pretty heavy and bulky, you know. And here's the thing. On these small heads, if you were to go play somewhere, a coffee house gig, for example, right? And you're thinking, well, the little Bugera head will make it easier to bring your gear and that kind of thing. That's not really the case, because you have to hook it up to a speaker cabinet and those kinds of things. You have to bring the speaker cabinet, you know, and it just seems kind of messy, honestly. Whereas you bring like the little V5, right, amp, it's all built in, right, the speaker, the amp, everything is there in one box, is, you know, it's kind of more desirable, believe it or not, you know. I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, the head things are fine, you know, if in an amp it would be really, really heavy or something, you know. I mean, these are cool. They look great and stuff, but I don't know, remains to be seen. But boy, I could sure use that $500 that I've invested in little amp heads, you know. I could sell them and get the $500 and not really lose anything, because I can still play through the PPC 108s with a little pedal, right, a power amp pedal, or the Infinium V5s. I don't know. We'll see. And I'll let you know soon enough. Okay, so overall, good deal. Good deal. I'm pleased. And I'm hoping that somebody's changed out the tubes, right? Because those Bugera tubes are pretty sad, honestly. You know, in fact, I had to replace the tubes in this one, as you'll recall. I did a video on that, and it was the tubes didn't last very long at all. You know, so I had to replace the tubes, and it was about $44 or something. Yeah, or $36, somewhere in there, right? Close to $50 to replace the power amp and 12AX7. However, these should last a lot longer than the Bugera ones, you know, which are okay, but they just don't last. They're not very good tubes. Whereas the JJs, I do like them very much. All right, very good. I'll see you next time.